First of all, I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in to Tales from the Jails. And listen, we need everybody to do something for us. If you really like what you see on Tales from the Jails, you're really interested in what you see on Tales from the Jails, we need you to go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member. Subscribe as well, but also become a member. That way you can get updated on all the new content as we continue to bring you these amazing episodes. So we want everyone to go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member.
As y'all heard him, go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member. We got an array of content that's coming out that you will be thoroughly entertained by. As you can see by the content that's previously been released, you're entertained by. It's only gonna get better. I'm telling you, there is only up to go. And we wanna thank y'all for rocking with us, man, and listening to the awareness that we're bringing about prison life. So go to where again, bro?
Go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member.
YouTube at Tales from the Jails, and please become a member.
I want to welcome everybody to another episode of Tales from the Jails. We're here live in Florida. You already know Tales from the Jails is sponsored by TNS Media Group, Powers USA, straight out of Philadelphia. But we're here down in Florida with my counterpart, Mr. Brahim Jackson. We sitting with our guy Blue, also known as Ksoo's father. I want to thank you for coming on the show today, man. How you feeling, Mr. Jackson? How everybody feeling today?
I'm good, man. Good.
I'm good, man. Glad y'all came, hear my side of the story.
Man, I'm trying to hear what you got to say, man. All that you talking about, man, you got to try to tell me something that I don't already know or make me understand something that I think that I understand that don't really know. I need you to help me out. And to today's episode, we going to get into all that. So a whole lot of people want to know what's going on. Why, the why. But then again, why is it even a why? If you really, we talking some street code and, street ethic and us going out doing things. For real, I ask myself, why is it a why? Is it a why? But then again, you got to be like, damn, why? Why did that happen? So we're going to find out about that today.
Definitely.
Go ahead. Definitely. So basically, everybody's familiar with the case based off Queso. His father, Blue, they were always on trial together, right? And so let's start there. So, you're from Florida, correct?
Correct.
All right. So, your case is a high profile case, with yourself and how many of your sons was on the case with y'all?
2 of them.
Mm. Okay. So it was two of y'all on the case and y'all were fighting how many homicides was it? 1, 2?
1, it was 2 homicides. 3 really.
Mm. And 3 homicides, you said 3 really. So what was your son's case most recently, the one that he ended up losing was 2 homicides?
No, it was 1 for another rapper guy out of Jacksonville named Lil Buck. Then it was another one for a little young boy named Bibby out of 6 Block. Then it was another one, an innocent a white guy got caught in the crossfire of them trying to hit somebody else from 6 Block.
Mm. Mm. Now, are these when we say 6 Block and the place where your son is from, these close in proximity, or is it a distance, or this is some rap stuff? How did this whole beef come about between them?
It started rap, and 6 Block is over there what Fulio and them represent. And ATK is what my son and them represent. And the beef goes so far back before I was even abreast on the beef. I learned about everything. When I got pulled up to speed on everything is when the car got shot up and my other son, he got killed. Mm. One of my sons got shot in the head 3 times. Mm. I got shot in the back. My nephew got paralyzed. Everybody in the car got hit. Mm. Multiple times besides me. I only got hit 1 time. I was the driver. We was leaving doing a concert. That's when I really got pulled up on the speed of what was really going on, because they was really keeping me in the dark. Because, the first thing that I really want, people to understand is I never trained my sons. I never sent them on no hit, no drill. I never even gave my sons dope to sell. I just took care of them, kept a nice, safe, comfortable place for them to stay. That's a whole big misconcept because everybody think because I had a street rep that I trained them for this.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true.
But kids is like sponges though, Blue. You don't think they seen that and looked at that like, damn, that's solidified. Come on now, you old.
I don't think they looked at it because they didn't see it.
Okay.
For number one, I did 11 years in prison. I did 10 years, 9 months. That's 11 years to me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to prison, my son, one was 6, one was 5. Queso was 1.
Mm.
And they never really seen me in the streets, but I wasn't there for them to see my story. They was told my story by other people in the streets. Instead of telling them a different thing about their daddy, they told them, hey, your daddy was blase this, squaze that. So that's what they probably felt like they had to live up to.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Queso. He got other side of his family with his grandfather and them, legendary for the streets too. So he had it on both ends, up in the coming up. I went to prison and I got out. When I got out, Queso was probably 12 going on 13. He was already in trouble, with the law, doing little petty little crimes and stuff like that. I was awarded custody of him and he was like 12 years old. And he lived it with me then. What a lot of people don't know is me and Queso, Queso been good at trolling on the internet. And I literally fought with him physically, mentally, everything to try to keep him from that life. I always tried to steer my churn in the right direction. I came home from prison, got a paint shop. I built a truck from scratch that cleaned recycling bins and garbage cans. Nobody was doing it in Florida, in Jacksonville. And I built that for them. The only thing that happened, 2 things that happened. I tried to catch up for lost time. That's impossible. I learned that the hard way. The second thing was, when I came home, those boys were already who they were going to be, and I didn't know that.
Would you say they was following in the footsteps of you, though? Would you say when you came home and seen the direction, the men that they was going to be, did it look like a reflection of what you was when you was prior out there?
Yeah, it did. It did, and I accept my responsibility in that, because, but I also felt like I dug the ditch already. Y'all shouldn't have to dig it. Mm-hmm. And I accept my responsibilities in leaving them because I was young when I left them. I was just making kids. That's why a lot of people didn't understand the difference it made now with my 9-year-old, my 6-year-old, and my 7-year-old, because I grew to get a better understanding of parenting. Mm-hmm. And that's why I had to make a decision. Save who I can save, and that's period. It ain't really no in-between in that.
So when you say make a decision, not to cut you off, but I got to get to the meat of it. Was it a decision to save your ass, or was it a decision to see them come out better? Because I'm thinking it's to save your ass, cuz.
No, I ain't. Let me tell you something, bro.
Right.
When we caught that case, and this ain't no cap. I don't do no capping and I don't do no lying.
Exactly. Especially on this joint right here. We don't do none of that.
Because I'm not in denial of what happened.
Right.
And the way I was raised, any decision you make, you stand on it. Mm-hmm. Whether you like it, they don't like it, it's what I made. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to stand on my decision, what I made. But it wasn't to save me, because I'm going to tell you, I was willing to sacrifice my whole life for this situation. Because I told my lawyer, I said, go in there and tell them that was me. Because when I got jammed up, I was slimmer. Mm-hmm. And I said, you go in there and tell them that was me. Like that. He said, why would you do that? I said, well, they're my sons. And I'll do anything for them. And boom. So I guess he had a conversation with them. And it really, the situation, I got took out of the equation through cell phone data, DNA, and different things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't gonna work
Mm-hmm.
for me trying to make a sacrifice for them. I wasn't thinking about me, pro se. I had to worry about everybody, bro. I had to worry about Queso, I had to worry about Crazy K, and I had to worry about them 3 babies I had out there.
Mm. Let me ask you a question, because I want to go back, because I want to just kind of give everybody, like you said, you spoke about y'all was in the car and you got and the gunman came up and shot y'all. Now, you know, you can speak about what you want to speak about, leave out what you want to leave out. Do you know who the people was that shot y'all when y'all was in the car?
Not at that time. We had an idea, but eventually we found out who it was, and it wasn't who we thought it was. And that's how it really went. The whole situation went to going a different direction. That's where the other murder came from, the white guy on the bicycle, because they was trying to hit a dude that was down with 6 Block that we thought had something to do with it.
Mm.
And he didn't. He didn't have nothing to do with it.
And so y'all didn't even see the gunman when they ambushed the car?
Nope. They rolled up on the side of us. We was leaving my son got killed. He was performing, I think the club was called Paradise or something like that. And he was performing at that club, and we left. And I did all the right things, but we got off the expressway to drop somebody off. And that's how I guess the guys in the 2 cars caught up with us.
Mm.
And they pulled up on the side of us and they got off, you know.
Describe the actual the scenario, just to give the audience a vivid picture of, like, you know, what happened, like, you know, from what you can remember being inside the car, the shooting happened, and then
We left the club. I bust a U-turn. It's on Bay Meadows Road. I run the red light, jump on the expressway 95, going 95 north. We ride. I'm on the gas, you know, because I'm watching for anybody. You know, I always watch my back,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm watching for anybody. We end up getting off on Emerson. We got off on Emerson. We stopped at a red light. Kind of lost track of paying attention. We pulled off Emerson, go around by this. It's another strip club called Wacko's. We passed that strip club, and that's when they pull up on the side of us. Boom! I hear the shots fire off. I'm like, damn! Somebody shooting. Boom! Windows busting out the car. So I'm driving, and I'm like hitting their car as they shooting. I'm bumping into their shit. It's another car though behind us shooting.
Mm.
One on the side, one behind us. So I'm bumping, boom. So I'm trying to drive and I'm trying to look, and I looking at my son in the passenger seat with me, and I kind of see when he jerk up. I knew he shot, but then he kind of fall down on his knees in the passenger seat. So I'm steady driving, and it's like they still shooting, I'm steady driving though, boom, but I'm looking at him. I'm doing a lot of things that I didn't realize till after I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving, and boom, they still are shooting. Then they eventually they stop shooting. So we driving, and I'm riding now. I'm trying to figure out where to get to the hospital because all the windows blowed out the car. Everybody in the car shot. I feel when I get shot, when I'm driving, boom, I get shot in the back. It kind of throw me to the side. But I'm like, F it. You know, I got to keep going. Because I felt responsible for everybody in the car at that time. So I hear my son in the passenger seat. I hear him guggling, you know, like, so I'm kind of
hip to what's going on.
Yeah, you know. So as I'm driving, I reach over there and I grab his hand, I hold his hand. And I let him know, like, I'm here, just hold on. So I get off and I drive all the way to the hospital. I pull up to the hospital and the car shot up so bad, everybody who work at the hospital, they like in a state of shock. So I jump out. I ask my nephew. I say, you hit? He say, yeah. He said, I can't feel my legs, And he never he's never been in trouble. I can't even tell you a fight he been in, man. And it hurt me so bad that, he paralyzed and his life done paused like this here. So I get out, I run around, I run in the hospital, I get a stretcher. I get one of the dudes out, I pick one of the dudes up. It's crazy, a dude named Moody, Muslim brother too. We're gonna talk about him later. I pick him up, I put him on the stretcher, boom, roll him in. I go get another stretcher. I pick Red Dot up, another Muslim. We're gonna talk about him later too. Pick him up, put him in there. I grab my son, put him in there, put him on the stretcher. I put everybody in the car, I put them on the stretcher. The nurses, the doctors, everybody, and like, what the world going on? Like, they ain't never seen, because we out. We not at the
hood, basically.
the hood.
Where all the trauma and stuff come through.
Right, we not there. So, boom. I grabbed my other son, I grabbed him by the head, and I said, where you hit at? He started talking, so when I grab him, I take my hand from his head. It's like I see brain matter, all kind of shit in my hand. So I'm like, oh, Lord. So by then, one of my homeboys pulled up, who I had them call. He pulled up. I said, I'm going to get a stretcher. Don't let him go to sleep. Man, my homeboy down there beat him to death. He might have beat him to death. He's slapping him, trying to keep him from waking up, So I'm like, dang, he shot and he hit in the head. So I get him on the stretcher, push him in. They done took everybody else all in the back. So they tell me, like, you shot in the back too. I'm like, man, don't worry about me. Just get them. Get them. So the police like, man, you gonna have to go in the hospital. We're gonna have to put you in the police car. So my homeboy look at my back and I could tell he like, dang. So I almost started panicking when he was like, dang. Because that's when it set in on me that I'm shot. Mm-hmm. So I ended up going in the hospital, and they didn't take the bullet out of me or nothing like that. They said it was inside the muscle or something like that. Mm-hmm. But everybody in there, fighting for their life. One dude shot like 9 times. One dude shot like 12 times. He shot so many times, they don't even find bullet holes on him until the next day or so. My son got killed, he got shot through the back and it went through his heart. Mm. My nephew got shot like 7 times, all in his kidneys and everything, man. Like it was bad, Mm. And
you said Queso took a shot that day too, right?
No, Queso wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't there that day?
No, Queso wasn't there.
Okay.
He wasn't there. My other son, I had 2 sons there. And my son named after me and my other son. So they let me out the hospital I left the hospital that night. Hmm. My son died that night. My other son, he went in a coma. The rest of them, they kind of put them in a coma. Mm. And that's when I got pulled up on the speed of what these boys really had going on. Mm. I don't really get pulled up in the loop until 2019, January 15th. Prior to it that day, we just had my dad's Janaza's funeral. Say it for the people to know. That day, before that happened, we just had his funeral that day, and then that happened that night.
Wow. So after this incident, after this shooting, you lost your son and your nephew was paralyzed, and you said now this is where you started to get brought up to speed as to what's going on. How was Ksoo's mentality after the shooting happened? What was he like?
With Ksoo, man, I know every one of my kids' characteristics. Ksoo kind of like he's a emotionless person. Like he's not gonna show nothing. He's not gonna get loud. He's not gonna you just can't tell with him because he not gonna I'm this, I'm that, you know, like he not gonna do that. He do that on the internet, but he ain't gonna do that in front of me, you know. And I knew he was, you know, I knew he was furious about it because of Crazy K, because him and Crazy K they were real tight, and I knew he was real mad about it for that, but he never expressed to me that I'm finna rock out, I'm finna crash out, I'm never none of that, you know. I can only say one time that I think he ever made a statement for his crashing out. Guys, they went to his mama house and they shot his mama house up. They knocked on her door and she answered the door and they almost shot her. And basically he didn't really make a loud fuss about that, but I knew, you know, I could look at him and tell that he was finna crash out from that situation. But he's not gonna show no emotions.
So eventually you said like he crashed. He did, you know, per se go into doing these things wherever whatever the case may be. He your mom's house gets shot up. Your mom in there, you know, automatically, you know, anybody's gonna have, you know, no matter who you are, unless you're really a coward, you're not gonna, you know, want to get back for sure. But ultimately, one of these situations led to you being involved into what was going on as far as y'all being arrested. How did that come about as far as you being picked up or, you know, or the case that you was charged with your son?
What happened was my son, Crazy, he called me and told me that Scotty needed a ride. And so happened I wasn't that far from Scotty, but he didn't call me in no urgency. He didn't call me in no, look, man, it's hot. Blase squaze. He didn't give me no indication. He just said he needed a ride. So I went all the way across town and I went all the way back. They sent me to a pin drop location to where Scotty was at. I went and picked Scotty up and I pulled up to the house where Scotty and them was at. And I called Scotty a few. I was like, hey man, I'm out here, what's up? So they were like, okay, we coming. Simple, just like that, we coming. He said he coming. So boom, I'm sitting there. I sat there for about 10, 15 minutes. Mind you, no police around, no nothing. It's regular day.
Hold on, let me cut you off real fast, Blue. We can make this story get real intricate. I want to know, probably the audience too, before I want you to hold that thought right there because I want you to continue. Did you know about them doing any other, like besides them not making a fuss over why they need you to pick them up that day, did you know they was out here in the streets involved?
That day or just period?
Just period.
Yeah, I definitely know they not angels.
Or did you try to reprimand them behind that? Like, yo, man, I ain't supposed to be out here and this and that, or you just was like, all right, y'all, you mean?
I reprimanded them all the time.
Okay.
More than even when Queso signed the deal, I sat him down and I say, you done made it. I say, you need the dumb junk go. You finna blow past these dudes and get this money. Oh, Daddy, you don't understand, blase squaze. I said, man, I understand more than what you think I understand. Then one time we was in Atlanta. This when reality really hit me. I sat down with him. I said, look, man. I said, look, you up here making music. You finna start making money. All that crazy stuff, you need it, you know. He was like, hey, Daddy, I know what I signed up for. But when he said that, it was a different look because he looked me dead in my eyes like, I know what I signed up for. You know, and Queso got so caught up in it until he built his career off of it. And he was just stuck with it.
So let's go back to like we could like all right, stuff. You said you was outside waiting in the car, waiting 10, 15 minutes, and then
Yeah, I saw him. I pulled up in the yard, and I'm waiting. So I'm thinking in my mind, well, he overlooked female house, and parents done came home, and something. I'm thinking like that, of that nature, because I know they're not gonna call me doing no drill after no drill. I know they ain't gonna call me. Reason being, I know they ain't gonna call me. I'm thinking they won't call me is because if they do get into something, they're gonna need me.
mm-hmm.
So they're gonna protect me from situations like this. But anyway, I'm waiting. So I called Scotty again. Hey man, what's up, man? What's going on? So he said, all right, we finna come out now. That's when he said we. So I'm like, so they come out, it's two of them. But when they come out, they got on pajamas. So I'm like, yeah, they done got jammed up in the little chick house or something, So they get in the car and we back out regular. They don't jump in the car, tell me, go, 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 go. You know what I'm saying? We just jump in, they get in, we pull off regular, we pull off, we hit the expressway. That's when Scotty go to telling me what happened. And that they had, first he tell me the dude, Lil Buck, got hit. So Lil Buck done got shot before in all the same situation, but he lived. So that's when he go to tell me, he said, Lil Buck got hit. That's when I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, damn. Then he tell me, when he tell me, I panic more when he tell me that they had the old white lady in the house that I just picked them up from. That made me panic more than the Lil Buck situation.
What you mean? They said they had she knew what was going on.
No, what happened was when the situation happened with Lil Buck, the police was in the plaza. The police seen a male standing over a male shooting him. The male jumped back in the car. The police get right on him, right when the situation hot. Police jump on him, chase him. They crash around the corner somewhere and they jump out, they run. Scotty and Butter see a back door open to a house. They run in the house. It's an old white lady house. The old white lady say that she noticed her room door was closed and she never had it closed. She said she opened the door. It was two guys standing in there, and it was Scotty and Butter. She identified one of them. So that's how the old lady ended up being held hostage, kidnapped, because she tried to go out the house. They got in a tussle with her. And they hold her in the house. They made her lay down on the couch. They took her cell phone, some things of that nature there. And that part with the old white lady scared me more than anything, because I know, like, oh man, these people ain't gonna play about this old lady.
No.
So what happened was they felt like the lady wasn't, they got in a fight with the lady, number one. She kicked one arm in the balls. But they felt like the lady wasn't paying attention. But the lady seen a tattoo. She described but a tattoo. And, when you get locked up, they write all your tattoos down. Mm-hmm. And they made a photo spread of some guys, I guess with the same tattoo. She picked Butter out of the lineup. Butter get arrested that same day the situation happened. I take Scott and them, and everybody say that I had an opportunity to put them out the car right then, but I don't think nobody would have thought like that. Everybody can say what they would do outside of the situation. They say I should have put them out right then, pulled over right then, put them out and all this old stuff here. But I was thinking in my mind, I didn't express it like, I got to get these niggas out of my car. Because, mind you, I'm in my car, registered in my name. And so we go take them over there and we switch cars. We switch cars, boom, then I take them out to my house. Because I stayed 4 out, it was safe. You know, I take them out there. Then boom, I leave. They give me the clothes they had on. I take the clothes and I go, it's a little spot over there in the hood, you know, where people stand around the fire barrels and stuff like that. I go up there like ain't nothing, drop the clothes in the fire barrel. You know, and I can't say that I would have wanted them to get caught.
Evidently you didn't if you burning clothes.
Right.
You ain't want them to get caught at all.
No, I didn't want them to get caught. And because I can't say that I hated the dude Buck that like that because Buck made a song. Buck died by the song. Buck had nothing to do with the incident, what happened, like everyone's saying. Everyone is saying that Queso was spinning for me because I got shot. Queso was spinning for his other brother. Buck had nothing to do with that. Buck made a diss song talking about my son who got killed. But at the same time, Buck making these kind of songs, and in Jacksonville, you know these kind of songs get you killed. Mm. But Buck's over there at a temporary service filling out an application for a job. He was playing. Mm. You know, and people saying that I raised them this way, I did this way, but I look at it like this. What did the doctor raise his son when he went and shot up a whole school? Once those kids not in around you, they you're not gonna know what they're doing. You can't control these boys out here now.
I agree with all that. I agree with all that wholeheartedly.
Exactly. Sometimes the kids, they just get older and want to make their own decisions. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just unfortunate these situations happen, But I wanna go into now, like, all right, so this situation happened, and when y'all know the cops was on y'all? When y'all know that everybody's about to be arrested?
We really didn't know what happened. Was Butter got arrested that same day. Mm-hmm. Butter sat down in jail from January until September. Now, mind you, remember the guy I told you was in the car with us named Moody, a Muslim brother? Mm-hmm. Moody get caught with some guns. Moody get caught with a gun, he get out on bond, he get caught with another gun. So now he's a convicted felon. Mm. He got 2 gun charges. They trying to give him like 30 years. Like Moody is somebody Moody was my son who got killed, best friend. Me and Moody, we done all been to Jumu'ah together. We done prayed together, everything. Moody wear a wire on Butter, on Butter in jail. Mm. Butter feeling like Moody solid. I mean, but they tell you in jail, they tell you not to talk about your case.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
Butter tells Moody every detail, but Moody got a wire on. Mm. That's what break the case. Moody breaks the case. Still got 20 years though. Moody once Moody, I can't say that Butter was gonna break until after Moody wore the wire on him. Once Moody wear the wire on him, they go get the detectives and state attorney, they go get Butter. They bring Butter in the room. And they let Butter hit the wire. Butter walk out, from my understanding.
He walk out being like, walk out the room or just walked out?
Yeah, walk out. No, he walk out the room. He in jail. Okay. They go get him, take him to a room. They let him hit a wire. He leave out that day. So they say they, quote unquote, that they was just going to let it marinate on Butter. Butter breaks. Mm. Once Butter break, Butter already stated on the wire that who did the shooting. Butter was there. Butter was the driver of the car. That's what I need people to understand. They exempting Butter, the eyewitness of the crime.
No, I ain't exempting him.
It seems like everybody's exempting him. It seems like everybody's on me.
No, hell
know-
no. Everybody get their fair share of it.
And-
Right now it's your story, but everybody, I've been in there for a long time and I see how this shit go. But yeah, he get the lion's share too.
That's why we here.
Yeah. He got right up there. He sat there and was involved in shit. And they label him as one of the best hitters. Am I wrong or correct?
No, you definitely correct.
Because I read up on it. I did my homework. They label Butter as a sufficient hitman. Am I lying?
No, it definitely is.
And so for him to get up there and betray that cowardness, yeah, he gets no motherfucking exempt from me.
Right.
And I just want to show the fans that when you're in the streets and you're doing this, we don't promote this, but anybody can get on your line and bring you in at any single day, no matter who it is. But yeah, let's get back to this nigga Butter.
So Butter breaks. Butter sit down and Butter tell him everything. Butter tell him I come pick him up. Butter make the people believe that I know what was going on.
Okay, so Butter basically implicated you.
Right.
Like, so that's a lie.
That I knew what was going on.
Yeah, that's a lie.
That's definitely a lie.
Okay.
If I knew what was going on, it's no way I would have made the decision I made.
To take your car, registered to you.
My phone registered to me that pings in this lady driveway. The location drop. See, what people gotta understand too, they probably know, but they don't care. There's no such thing as deleting in them phones.
Okay.
Whatever in that phone is in that phone. You might can't see it no more, but it's still in there.
Right. The people could go get it.
Yeah, they can go get it. Butter tells them that I come pick them up. Butter gives them the whole story. Butter was the mastermind of the whole situation. Butter the one who found.
And this is Dominique.
Butter the one who found where Lil Buck stay. Butter the one did everything.
They call him an efficient hitman.
Nah, I agree to that. When he come out the house, that's what he come out the house for. He ain't sell no dope. He wasn't no hustler. He wasn't no shoplifter, nothing.
They did a lot of good hitmen or a lot of good workmen like him is in history books now of going down as a hot motherfucker at the end of the day when they all get caught. But go ahead.
So Butter implicated everything, and that's how they get the warrant for everybody. So the day that I get arrested, I leave my house. And I'm aware of everything. And I see a couple funny cars. I'm like, hey. So I leave. I go over to the neighborhood, my grandmama's house, and a tow truck guy pull up. He like, well, who driving this car here? So I'm like, the young lady walked over there. She driving it. So he was like, I need to speak with her. So when the young lady come out the house, I said, hey, this tow truck man want to speak to you. So as I'm telling him that, I jump in my car. I'm not in my car. Matter of fact, I'm in Queso car. He had a brand new Charger, Scat Pad. I jump in the car, take off, boom. So the man like, he like, damn. So I dip. So now I see them follow me. But I'm like, oh, they just mess with me. Because I'm really not knowing. Be honest with you, I'm really not thinking. When I go pick, to be honest with you, I'm not never aware of accessory after the fact. Because I've never been accessory after the fact guy. I'm not really aware that I broke a law back then in January. And I see cars follow me, but boom, so I switch cars. My daughter picked me up, but we switch cars, we move, we ride. I go get a haircut or something. Still cars follow me. So I'm trying to shake the cars. So I go back to my grandmama's house. And I go, and I'm like sitting there, and then I walk back out just to look. I see a car down the street and shit. That's when they came from everywhere.
And charging you with this initial charge that Butter and them did.
Right. Charged me with accessory after the fact to a capital murder.
Wow. So you didn't even know this was happening. You didn't even know Butter flipped. You didn't know none of that.
No, I didn't know Butter flipped. Nobody knew Butter had done flipped until that day there. And the crazy thing about it, I found out so much stuff. You know, you find out so much stuff when you be in jail.
Yeah. Then They come out.
And I found out that one of Queso's cousins came through the jail. And he said, man, Queso knew to get that dude from round y'all, man. Get that dude from round there. Get him from round. Man, that dude got our other cousin 20 years, Butter. Right? He got our other, what's the name? He got these dudes a lot of time. He got these, he's.
Oh, so Butter a repeat rat.
Nah, Butter.
This ain't Butter first, you know what I'm saying, appearance at the plate.
Nah. And I found out that Queso knew that.
Oh, and Queso knew it.
Well, he was told that. He was warned.
Okay, he was warned.
Then I seen a female online saying somebody get hold of Queso because I guarantee he won't argue with me now about Butter. She tried to warn him.
Wow.
Because say her baby daddy is the guy that Butter got the 20 years for.
Mm-hmm.
So my lawyer tells me, say, man, if it wasn't you, you wouldn't even be charged. If it was just somebody else, you wouldn't even be charged. He say, this they chance to put their hands on. He say, man, they got a top 10 list of people that they want to get off the streets in the prosecutor office. And he said, your name number one. I know parents that done wash blood out of their churn clothes. Done went and picked their churn up. Done went and did all type of stuff like that and never got charged. Or if they did get charged, they sat in jail 30 days, a month, and got probation. But it was personal for me because I had a name in the streets. I had to beat them so much. When I went to the feds, bro, that was my first conviction. I didn't have no conviction. That was my first felony conviction when I went to the feds. And I had to have been to jail numerous of times. I had to have been to jail several times on serious cases like what I was in this case here.
So now let's get to
No, I want to rewind a little bit to bring it up to date because you went to the feds, right? Now, I do a lot of homework on you, man. I'm pretty interested in you and the things you had going on because your case is nationwide news. And when I read that you went to the feds, I stumbled upon a part to where as though you was a CI, a confidential informant in the feds. Is this true?
Never.
Okay. But they brought it up though. They said that. Am I lying for that?
No, they definitely said that.
Okay, so help me understand how they say something like that and you telling me is no. So am I going to believe you or am I going to believe the government? Because I sat there and did time in these joints too.
Right.
And I ain't placing no blame game, but I want the streets to see how this shit get.
Right.
So then they saying that during your Fed case, you was a confidential informant. And the people know what that means.
They said that I've been a paid informer.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is who I put in jail. You haven't had one guy, one person step up and said, Blue locked me up, Blue got me, Blue set me up.
Right.
You know, when I went to the feds, you've been in the feds.
Very long time.
It's a thing called, I don't know if they changed, a lot of stuff changed now because now the judges got more power. They didn't have power when I went.
Yeah, they ain't had that much power. Well, they have some power.
The prosecutor ran the court when I went.
Right.
They got a thing called accepting responsibility.
You get some points taken off of that. You get some time.
You get some time off of that. And when you accept responsibility, you definitely telling on yourself.
Exactly. You saying that whatever y'all got charged against me, I did it.
Right.
You took ownership, accountability. I don't call that telling on yourself. I want to correct that. That's not telling on yourself. And I stand on that firmly. If I go in there and I got caught with guns and dope and y'all saying this is what I had, not you or him, because I wanted to be crystal clear. And I choose to say, man, that's mine. I did it.
Right.
I didn't cooperate. I pleaded and I told y'all this is mine. And I took ownership. See, there's a difference between cooperation and ownership.
Right.
Cooperation, as we all know, is to help you out in in turn to put somebody else in jail to help you out. That's cooperation to me. Would you agree or no?
No, I agree.
Okay.
And well, see, you know, because you've been there.
Yeah, for a very, very, very long fucking time, and I hate that shit.
But the people in the streets don't understand that.
Right.
So this is another thing that's a mix up. When I caught my Fed case, I had about 6 dirty cops.
Okay.
And I mean, it ain't no honor among thieves in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's two things. You're going to be the villain or you're going to be the prey. And
Facts. I agree to that.
what I used to do, these young guys don't understand. So I'm going to use me and you as an example.
Okay.
And you are. Say you come and you buy a brick from me.
I do me and him or just me?
You first.
Okay.
When you leave, I run a game on you. Hey, it's hot. It's hot going this way. You need to go this way and go this way, and it's a better way than going that way.
And I'm gonna take your advice.
You're going to take my advice.
Because I think you mean me good. You just sold me my work or I got consignment, whatever it is. I just know you mean me good.
Right.
So I'm taking your advice.
So when you go the way I tell you to go, my officers pull you over. Right.
Man, if you don't get out of here with that shit, man, your officer, what you call that, man? I don't mean to cut you off, but this shit is boiling me, cuz.
Okay.
What do you call that?
They're dirty cops.
Okay.
They are dirty cops. They pulls you over and they run a game on you about they about to get off.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel like doing paperwork. They search your car. They find the stuff in your car. And
They find the brick I just caught.
Right. And they ask you, now I can take this, I can keep this dope, I can take you to jail for it. What you gonna do?
You can keep the dope.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Take that.
Everybody gonna say that.
Right, exactly. So once they take the dope, the cop bring the dope back to me.
So no one was never charged.
No one never charged. This is a I'm gonna use the words they'll understand. This is a scam that I'm running.
On a high scale.
Right.
And with stakes at, you know what I'm saying?
This another thing we was doing. Say Uncle right here, he getting money. Pull him over, get his ID. Now we got his information. Now we know where he stay.
Him right here, okay.
Right. You know, now he know where we stay. He get his ID, he get all his information, give him a warning. He think it's just a regular police pulled him over, but all along we getting his information to his crowd.
Personal information.
To his crib.
Exactly.
Now, my homeboy's in your crib a week later.
So basically what you putting out here is a cheat code.
Right.
A cold-blooded cheat code. Now me, I'm going to put on the record for me as a man, as a once street nigga, because I'm a law-abiding citizen now and I'm out of it. Like I say, our thing is to bring awareness how you can go to jail. If you say is absolutely true, you sent police at dudes, you know, the competition, whatever, they just took the dope and brought the dope back to you and let them go.
And let them go.
Yeah, I can't see how that's cooperating with the government.
It's a shiesty snake move.
It'd be in the streets, but we in the streets
like you said,
though.
It's no honor amongst thieves.
There's no honor amongst thieves, so that's why I gotta call it for. All right, he got a cheat code. I don't. I ain't got that. Now until I got arrested. Now if they had arrested me, and I sat down in the precinct, and they gave him the brick back. Oh, this motherfucker done slid down a razor blade into an alcohol river in my book.
Right.
But if ain't nobody got arrested, they let me go. I'm true. Should take that brick of dope.
Right, because that's my game. You buy your brick for me, for blase squaze, whatever. Now you broke. Now you working for me. You come back to me, you tell me this happened, that happened. I ain't got nothing. I drag you for a couple of days, now I front you that brick back.
Dirty game, man. Listen, y'all, dirty game. This how this shit go. Not just in Florida. everywhere, but it's going on in Florida at an alarming rate.
Right. I got trap houses on every side of town at this time. I get to know when they finna get busted. I get to know when they coming. I get to know the confidential
Cheat code.
I get to know the confidential informer. I get a picture of the confidential informants. I get all this. We get to rob banks that the police working off duty on. Back in the days, they didn't do the wire transferring and the stuff like that. They goes in the bank and make big payroll withdrawals back then. 50, 60,000. Police that's crooked work at the bank. Okay. My little homeboy, we get the lick. Guess what? Police say, well, they went to the west in a white car, but they really went to the south in a brown car. So everybody done took this situation and misscrewed it, saying I was working for the police.
See, but it's not that everybody's saying it though. Blue, I read it. It ain't, I can see if it's just a bunch of comments. I read that you was in your trial, the defense attorney brought it up and said you was locked up and you was a confidential informant.
Right.
And for them to put that on record like that in courts, because I've been through the same propaganda, you cannot tell me that some form of cooperation wasn't going on back then.
Never.
Like, keep it real. Like, how you gonna make that make sense? Make the people know.
Listen, bro.
Like, we ain't gonna do like you said. We don't do no capping up here. The men want to know why.
Right. Listen, you ain't got now, prior to this Ksoo case, you have now deposition in my name. You got now grand jury testimony in my name. You got now sworn statement in my name. Never.
Right.
Ever. Then, this the thing. If I'm a paid informant, a CI, why wouldn't they come to me before they arrest me? And see. Check the post. Okay, we got this case we finna bill on y'all. We got blase squaze, and we come to you. See, let me tell you something about the trial. This is why I always say that Queso lawyer and them failed them. Because if I was a CI, they should have had my handler there, right? They should have looked and said, well, didn't you set JoJo up at this date, that date? See, you got to think about the situation I was put in. I was straddling the fence. I didn't want to get up here. I don't want to be up here, number one. But I ain't trying to be a grade A. But it's their job to exploit the truth or the false. That's his lawyer and them job. It's just as well as this. They didn't even exploit. They had sworn statements that Butter admitted that he lied. Sworn statements that he admitted that he lied, but now he's telling the truth. Once you lie, you're a liar. They didn't exploit this. Anything that got up there, they supposed to did their job and they supposed to exploit it, whatever was said. They supposed to brought like I said, I'm gonna go back to that. If I was a confidential informant, they supposed to brought in, they supposed to have something to say, yeah. To say, yeah, he worked it for me. Back and then, he worked it for me then. He set this person up over here. He set that person up over there.
But the thing about it is, not to cut you off, I just watched it last night just to make sure that lady said that to you.
No, she definitely
did. She said, yo.
No, she
You
did.
were a confidential informant, and if that was wrong off record, that's an easy misgrounds to set y'all free.
Right.
Because she's lying on y'all. Am I right or wrong?
You right. You get it? Do you get it?
I'm trying to.
Well, see,
because I ain't getting it right now. Fuck no, I don't get it.
We it's certain things that we gotta tread on because
right.
Queso still gotta fight.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I respect that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can't prove everything for everybody.
Right. You give them a better understanding.
What I'm gonna need. See, I'm gonna tell you like this. My situation ain't really for everybody to understand. It's for me to understand.
Right. At the right, wrong, weak, and strong. Whether you told, whether you didn't, or whatever, it's for only you.
Yeah. And see, Ksoo need help.
You don't think you need none?
What you mean?
I mean, just talking about help as far as
he need help to get
out of jail,
to get back first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what Ksoo don't understand is, and he will, he's still in the county jail. He's still in 2000.
Yeah, he still got to go. He's going to go through a hell of a
different situation.
Man.
Let me explain something to you. I had sent my lawyer to Queso lawyer.
I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in to Tales from the Jails. Everyone knows that jail is a serious matter. Us here at Tales from the Jails, we are offering something special to anyone who is currently in prison, on their way to prison, and actually those who are returning from prison. We're offering consultation to anyone who's threatened with prison, in prison, and like I said, and who are coming home from prison. We have Zoom consultations to help you with your prison bid. For those who are going to prison, don't know about prison, don't know what to expect, don't know if it's going to be, all these horror stories you hear, all these things. We tell you what exactly to expect. We give you consultation on how to deal with these difficulties of prison. It could be through Zoom. It can be in person, where we talk to you in person. We do intense prison preparation. We also offer business management for those who are incarcerated. We also do post-prison consultations. So if you're ever looking for consultation, you want to know what's going on, want to be prepared to go in, like you want to be prepared to come home, contact Tales from the Jail. That's talesfromthejail.com. Talesfromthejail.com. You see it right here. Talesfromthejail.com. Reach out to us today.
I took my lawyer and I say, look, man, go to Queso and them lawyer and, man, let's all sit down and see how we gonna fight this together as one. Queso and them don't understand that, bro. Your lawyer work for you.
No one else, just
he
you.
do what you say. And they lawyer told them that they don't think it was a good idea. Even if you all thought that I was on something crazy, hear me out. Because if I wouldn't have been in jail, they would have ran me crazy. They would have ran me crazy asking for help for this case and asking for what to do, daddy, what did this here, what did that do. And I had a couple strategies that the way I wanted to fight the situation. And when Queso and Crazy denied the sit down, they didn't have to say nothing. They could have just sat there and listened. I felt a little betrayal then, but it's not a justification. I'm not gonna never justify getting up there on that stand.
Okay. You can't. I'm not
gonna never.
I ain't gonna let you, man. You being here fighting, boy.
I ain't gonna.
We be here fighting good as a motherfucker. You trying to justify that?
Just don't grab my ass like you
said. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Man.
But listen, I'm never gonna justify that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was chess time. It wasn't checkers time. I see Queso in jail. I asked Queso. I said,
"Oh, you seen him?"
I see him all. I just see him all the time because.
Oh, they ain't had you on the same units?
No, the same dorm the dorm that I was in. Everybody went to the law library. Had to come by.
Okay.
My dorm.
Okay.
And I see him and I say, "Look, Queso." I say, "Look, bro." I call him Keeman. I never called him Queso. I say, "Look, Kim, get involved in your case." I say, "Your lawyer got 100 cases. You got one." I say, "Get involved in this case to see what's going on because I'm already involved. I got paperwork this high. I'm already involved in the case. I'm already seeing the evidence. I'm already seeing what angle they're going with this case. I'm seeing everything, but I want them to see it. This is when I'm staying silent because I'm staying silent to see if they gonna free their daddy. Reason being, I'm thinking like,
What you mean free? Like when you say free they daddy, meaning Queso and everybody else, all the other co-defendants are going like get you.
Queso going to get me out of this because Queso the target.
Exactly.
Once you the target, you the target.
Yeah, that's facts.
And I'm staying solid at this point.
So basically, you was looking for Queso to be like, to take ownership.
I was looking for Queso. I was looking for Scotty. I was looking for Crazy K. I was looking for all of them. We know Butter wasn't going to do it. So I'm looking for all of them too. All I needed was Scotty to say, yeah, he came and picked us up, but he didn't know what was going on.
And you'd have been free.
I would have fought that case all the way to the door with that. Because you know that prosecutor was not going to go and they was not going to go in trial and make it look like I didn't know what was going on if I went to trial.
But let me ask you a question that everybody want to know. And we up here shooting the shit. You said just now that if they'd have came in there and said that man, he ain't know nothing about none of this when he pulled up, that you'd afford it to the door, correct?
Correct.
Now that they didn't, what was your thinking?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm telling you, I ain't going to do no lying on no cabin. I say, if don't nobody stand up for me, I'm going to stand up for myself.
So basically what you're saying is like, I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure I don't do a lot of time. So basically I'm going to tell whatever I got to do.
I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get myself up out of this situation that I was dragged in. I ain't going to say tricked. I don't want to use that word, but I'm going to say dragged in. Because if me and you go out doing a crime, I know you would like to be able to have a choice to say whether you want to be involved or you don't, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You don't want me to come pick you up and I got a body in the car and we just driving and get pulled over and I say, hey man, I forgot to tell you, man, it's a body in the car. What you gonna be looking like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing what happened to me. Like, okay, give me some kind of hint that something going on over here. And so I know to send an Uber, send somebody else, not me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm y'all backbone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give me some kind of idea of what I'm going up in. Not just go give me they just need a ride.
So basically in a nutshell, right? Because this is what I'm trying to decipher between because, I'm still on a argumentative tip. I want to decipher between at the end of the day, you didn't have no knowledge of none of this.
I had zero knowledge.
And I keep asking you this because I'm trying to, if not correct, I want to pull it out you if it's there. But you sticking to your word. Like I had no knowledge about
zero.
none.
Let me tell you something, Alt. And people may don't believe it because of the decision.
Yeah, because I don't believe it.
Because of the decision I made. Because for number one, you may be just like the rest of them prejudging a person.
Probably so. Probably
you know what I'm
so.
saying?
Probably
See,
so.
What they gonna say if you get into something now, they gonna judge you by your past. Oh, he always been into something. They ain't gonna say that you're a law-abiding citizen like you saying right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody is prejudging me because of my past.
That's why and that's what exactly what I'm doing.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't running around with no guns. I wasn't doing nothing. When I came home from prison, I vowed in federal prison. I wasn't.
Because I heard you was getting a lot of money, selling a lot of dope, and doing your thing.
Yeah.
So in my mind, this nigga know better.
But see, you know what I learned in the feds?
Right.
Dope and guns are like oil and water.
Right.
These people will let you make all the money you want to make.
Once you start killing.
Once you go to slinging that gun, you getting off the street.
ASAP.
See, the feds is almost like one of the highest colleges it is into criminology.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to pick your struggle. See, what people don't understand is this, man. If you got a son out there and he toting a gun, that's a man. He's still your son, but that's a man. He's a man. Number one, this is where I felt Queso was responsible where it shift, where they got responsible for me. When Queso and them homeboy fold and told on their daddy, that made them responsible for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now if I call Queso and say, hey man, go over there and pick up two of my homeboys and blah, blah, squad, they done did this in, one of them fold, I feel responsible for him for that.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't matter because I'm the daddy. They responsible for the daddy. We stick together. We fight together because you don't always got to physically throw punches to fight together. You fight together. You stand up for each other.
Mm-hmm.
You don't back me into a wall to where I done been in jail all this time. I'm 50 years old. Now I'm counting, okay, if I get 30 years, I'm going to be 80 when I get out. Oh, that's brain fucking me.
So let me ask you this, no, but if they do say that they admit that you weren't there, that now puts them in jeopardy of losing the case, right? If they say
yes, because now they know if you saying he ain't there,
yeah,
then evidently you know what the fuck happened.
exactly.
Okay, you know why I take this?
Definitely.
You know why I take that standpoint? Because look, I didn't put Scotty DNA in that lady house. I didn't put Scotty DNA on that lady clothes that she had on. He put it on there when they was wrestling with this lady to hold her down. I didn't put Queso fingerprints on that gun in the car. I didn't put Queso hair in the car. All this public records now for the fans who gonna go to. He's still telling. He's still doing this. Him. See, really, I don't know, man. If the whole social media world got dyslexia or something like that, because I don't know what they be seeing. I don't know what they heard in that trial.
It's only probably because you his father.
Yeah.
It's definitely because you his father.
I didn't.
It's more of a gripe. You his dad, bro.
But did you see?
Blue, you his dad, Blue.
But did you see that same outfit on Queso that was on the guy with the gun and on his live videos? Did you see that? I didn't dress him up that day. I didn't dress him up. What that mean? What that mean because I'm his daddy? That don't mean the son can't protect the daddy?
Yeah, that mean that, but what about the daddy protecting the son?
That's right.
That's what we here for.
That's right.
More so than them protecting us.
That's right.
I would take 100 times that my son didn't protect me, and I'm gonna protect him that one time he needed. We the dad.
We are the dad.
You don't look at it like that. Like fuck him protecting us. That's my son. We come from your loins.
Let me ask you this though: did you think that by making a part of your decision making to testify, did you think the case was like a lose-lose situation, and that prompted you to say, you know what, I'm going to do this?
Man, I didn't see no way Queso beating that case.
You didn't see it at all?
No, because number one, Butter eyewitness.
Yeah.
Number two,
he started telling from the
number two, Butter, man, Butter put that case together, man. I don't know if y'all ain't see his testimony.
Oh, I seen it. I watched it twice last night.
Butter put that case together so good for these people.
But you came behind him and put the butter on that motherfucker though. I can't exempt you. You put the butter on that cake. That's what you did.
I ain't looking to be exempt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect that. I respect. That's one thing about it. I might not respect the actions of what happened, but I respect the actions of what you explain. How you ain't sitting here lying to me.
No. And I ain't gonna justify it.
Exactly.
And I'm a man raised on any decision you make, you stand on it. See, I had this. It's like this with me. I go to prison for life for a situation because I'm their daddy.
Exactly.
Okay, what about everybody saying, well,
yeah, come on, help me understand. You see me over here right now.
I go to prison. I go to prison for life
because you their daddy.
Because I'm their daddy.
Now let me ask you this before you go on. Do you think that's feasible? Do you think that's honor if you would have did that?
Man, I'd have been forgot about right now.
No, fuck all that. I'm talking about to you.
No. You know why?
Oh my eyes.
On my eyes. Well, guess what? I got a 5-year-old, I got a 6-year-old, I got a 9-year-old. What? So did you just see the lady would try to save her kids and couldn't only save but 3 of them that drowned in the car?
Yeah.
She saved who she could save, huh? I couldn't save.
Yeah, but we can't pit that with this though.
No.
That's a different type of. I can't let you hang your head on that. Fuck that.
I'm not hanging my head on it. What I'm giving you is an example of a parent that gotta save who they can save.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I don't attempt, these boys, the cycle gonna go again because now they gonna tell them, boy, your daddy and your dad and your big brother, blase squaze. Now these boys trying to live up to that. You know, I'm thinking about all this. I know better because I'm looking at how I came home to Crazy K and Queso now. I don't want to see this happen again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want this to happen again. And that's the way I'm looking at it. You know, and like I said, I'm gonna finish my example. I get life. Matter of fact, I get 30. That's life for a dude.
Yeah.
That's life. I go to prison. I die in prison for nothing. I rather a motherfucker put my toes in the air on the street for something than me die in prison for nothing.
No, I can't agree with that, cuz.
You don't gotta agree with it.
I'm not agreeing with that, man.
You
We come from a
agree with
cloth. We come from a different cloth. But we come from a different cloth. I'm not gonna let you sit here and say that.
So why you don't want to
Bro,
go back?
I will lay down my life for my kid, let alone fuck all that. this my brother.
How you know?
Oh, let me give you a floor. This my how do I know I would do that?
Yes, how you know?
I done been in it.
How can you say what you
That's why I'm out
but
the
you
way
ain't
now.
you ain't never had this mind frame, this train of thought what you got right now, huh?
Nah, I didn't.
That
But
makes
I just have a will and a core.
Don't use but.
Integrity.
Don't use the word but.
Ain't no but. Ain't no but. I have that in me right now today. I will take a case for him that he didn't even do. We go out here right now and I would take it. This is because of my camaraderie and this is my blood. And I ain't even do it. And I'm 45 and I'm going to jail. I cry to you right there. And this ain't even my motherfucking son. Now, everybody don't have that type of integrity.
Right.
That shit is dying out. But let alone my son. Like, our kids do shit that disappoint us all our life. Am I right or wrong? Don't do that. Don't do this, John. Don't do that.
That's my son, but you keep forgetting that's a grown man.
It is, but he still needs your nurture. He was
man.
21 at the time.
That's a
How grown
man.
you want 21 to be?
He ain't listening at nothing I'm saying. The whole time I'm
When do
preaching
kids
this.
ever listen, Blue?
They not.
When is that 9-year-old,
Okay,
that 6-year-old, is they listening? Because if you sit here and tell me they listen, we fighting right now.
No. I ain't gonna,
Tell me they ain't listening right now. You know damn well you got to say
I ain't
shit
gonna
over and over.
So answer this for me, because I'm supposed to be getting answered, but answer this for me.
Yeah, because I told you we going to get into it.
When do Queso get some responsibility in this situation? Accountability. When do he get accountability in this situation? When do he get accountability for bragging on all this shit he done in this situation?
He getting it right now.
But I'm just saying,
He getting
beforehand.
it right now. He got life.
Okay, check this out.
He got life. He got to spend the rest of his life with this accountability.
Right.
Right or wrong?
Right, but he ain't had to. But he ain't have to.
So you mentioned also they offered him a deal. What kind of deal are they offering?
From my understanding, just like now, I heard for the second trial, they offered him 25 years for the second one. But he already got life for that one, so I can understand him not taking time for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I get that part. But if they come to me, see, I'm looking at it too. I'm coming to your question, but I'm looking at it too from me and my daddy point of view. Because it's no way I'm going to sit there and let my daddy fight these people and go down in a situation where he ain't had nothing to do with.
That's you.
That's what I'm saying.
That's just you.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody is
but
different.
Then I'm looking at our relationship. I'm looking at how I'm thinking that we are. If Queso go in there, Queso could have freed everybody.
But being as though he didn't.
But he was gonna have to own up to it. But if you know you can get 30 years for this situation.
But that's just what we were talking about not to cut you off before we got on air. Who 19, 20, 21 taking 30 years? Man?
I get that.
Like, this the mind of the addict. Like, damn, we could beat this.
The
Everybody hold
game changed,
tight.
bro.
We only saying that because we older.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. But you talking about you taking cases now at 45 years old. You're not finna take no cases now.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Man, you can't say what you gonna do in a situation you not been in, bro.
Listen, I'm walking a straight path right now, and we got homies, right? We got homies, and I'm not gonna get into that going through little shit. And then I don't want to take the light off of you, but I'm just giving you a little thing. And something happened, whatever, I ain't gonna get into all that. But if something would have happened to where though a person got hurt, I'm taking my gloves back. I'm taking them gloves off the shelf. They're just up on the shelf for me. They're just up. It's certain things.
You ain't 45 yet.
I am 45. I'll be 46 the 4th of July.
Yeah, but you 45 by age. You ain't 45 by that
Nah,
mind.
yes it is. Yes I am. I just stand on morals, bro. It's nothing. My principle. See, I come from a background with no mom, no dad. I've been raised by the streets since 4.
You can't fix stupid.
It's not thinking stupid. It's thinking with integrity, with love.
But listen, maybe he's thinking like what he's probably thinking is like you thinking you take it up for somebody's out here running the streets going.
Oh no, I'm talking about a loved
crazy
one.
stuff. Yeah.
Because we're talking about family, but we're talking about his son. I'm talking about you. You my brother.
Yeah.
And you're not my biological brother. You're one of the closest associates I got. If it came down to it, us getting caught, and he got something and I never know, I'm taking it.
But see, you know what? I can go for that.
I'm taking it. Give it to me, bro.
But listen,
look out for
me.
me.
See, let me tell you something. You're not taking it to take it because I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna take it. Because you understand. La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah.
Nah, I definitely understand that.
And that makes a difference when people understand that.
Right.
Moody was a Muslim. If he understood that statement right there, guess what? He would have never wore a wire on knowing that this gonna get his Muslim brothers messed up. So that's gonna hold a lot more weight than the regular people gonna understand. Now I'll go for that. I'll go for you doing that with your brother, your Shahaba. I'll go for that. You know what I'm saying? I'll go for that. I'll go for that. But you can't have the same morals. You straddling the fence because if you ain't going to jail, you ain't going to jail for nothing.
Well, goddamn it, I'm straddling this motherfucker.
You straddling the fence.
Because he's not the only one. It's 4 or 5 people. I'm not saying that. Like I could. See, it's just.
But
I understand. Listen, I understand. I don't agree, but I understand.
But what he's saying is, that's what I think he's saying. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's saying that if it's somebody out here like running reckless, you know that he's reckless, right? You may think twice about putting yourself in the line of jeopardy, knowing that he's out here moving reckless. So, and he's not trying to. He's just doing anything out here in the streets. You may not want to put yourself in the line for somebody like that. But somebody like you said, like,
I'm not putting myself on the line for nobody like that. They're not even going to be in my circumference.
That's what he's saying.
But they're not going to be. See that I wouldn't even have been around it if it's. I'm not being around it.
You so stuck on that's your son.
Yes.
You so stuck on
you
that.
make that something small and my new son is so low. Your son is your.
But if you got a stupid son,
that's yours.
Hey man,
that's yours.
He got to stand up.
Yeah, that's where we keep. That's where
he got to stand up. He got to.
Yeah, if he did it by himself, he got to stand up. He right there, but you a part of it, bro.
So when your son, I'm not how.
No, when I say a part of it, you was dragged into it.
But what I'm saying is, if my son build this circle and that circle cave in and it fall on top of your daddy, you step up for your daddy. Especially when you know what kind of daddy you got for real. See, they know me. Mm-hmm. You don't know me as a father. The social media don't know me as a father. They know me as a father.
Right.
Mm. This is what makes the difference. This is what I'm standing on.
Right.
That okay, step up for Pops.
Yeah.
Get Pops out of here where Pops can help you. You know what my other son in prison now? He ain't heard from nobody. Ain't nobody son him nothing. But who? Me. And I ain't bragging on that because that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But them friends forget about you.
Expose your business to millions of potential consumers and clients. If no one knows who you are, you don't make any money. Put your logo here. Add your business here. They say when you're green, you grow, but when you're ripe, you're rotten. That means those who aren't moving forward is standing still. Marketing is everything. Grow your business today. Product placement, brand exposure, merchandise display. It's time to put your business and your brand in front of millions of potential clients. Call 267-534-5053. That's 267-534-5053. It's time to grow.
Have you ever, because you told me you don't only want to look out for your other son that's currently locked up, whatever.
Right.
Have you looked out for Queso?
I haven't. And I want to, but I don't want him to perceive it as I'm antagonizing him. Mm. I'm trying to let him develop in his situation, if I'm using the right terms, and I want to send him food. I want to do things for him. I want to prepare him for his fight on the back end. Mm-hmm. I want to help prepare him for his fight on the back end. I get the way he feel. I understand the way he feel.
Let me ask you a question. Let me cut you in for a second. You his father, and you know him better than most.
Right.
Do you think he has a gripe against you right now?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Like you don't think he look at it like, man, my dad, I should have just.
I think a gripe is an understatement.
So you
right
think
now.
he hates you right now?
Right now, of course.
Okay.
But I understand. See, this the thing. Now, this what I believe.
Right. Talk to me.
Okay, we all go to trial. We all get found guilty. Because you got to understand Jacksonville, Florida, too. You know, they got a 90, they conviction rate like the feds.
Mm-hmm.
We all go to trial. We all get found guilty. We go up the road. We up the road 10, 15 years. Somebody come from one prison where I'm at to where he at. Yeah, boy, I just left your daddy, man. He over there in a wheelchair and Joker pushing him to the child hall, blah, blah, blah. Damn, man, I should have got my dad out of there. Because that gonna come with growth.
Mm-hmm.
See, I guarantee you, one day, he gonna understand. And he gonna look at the whole situation differently.
Like understand what? Like, damn, I see what my dad did, what he did. You think he gonna wake up one day and really come to that understanding?
Definitely.
I don't think so.
Do we have kids?
No.
It's good. That's a hard pill to swallow, man.
No, that's a very hard pill to swallow.
I'm talking about through all the growth and development. I'm still like, that's my dad. And
but
he
at
did
the same
that shit.
time, I don't believe Ksoo read one discovery. I think the case got serious to Queso in maybe when the trial was 2025. That's when I think it got serious to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ever took this whole situation serious. I think he got too caught up in the celebrity,
The
attention of it. You know, this was serious.
Yeah, or nationwide.
And nobody don't care about Queso right now.
Nah.
He's done. He old news. You know, he old news right now. You know, I seen just Sunday where somebody posted in his behalf something about the Super Bowl that I guess they made it like he said it, and you see the comments, you like, they don't care about him. His homeboys don't care about him. You know what I'm saying?
But to be honest, it's like you got his limelight right now on the other end of the fence on some other shit. If you really want to be honest,
I ain't listen.
it's
man.
like you got his like because everybody want to know what's up with Blue right now.
You know
they checking for you, Blue.
I ain't. You know, bro. You gotta understand, right? I'm the clout,
Mm-hmm.
and
You think you the clout,
see, they write about me.
right?
I never got out to write about. Yeah, of course I wanted to tell my side of the story.
Right.
Of course I wanted to be heard of. You know. Of course I want to be. Everybody got their own stories. You know, I've heard so many far-fetched stories about it. Ought to be a law against some of the stuff that these people make up out there. You know, but they don't call that police. A lot of these bloggers do. A lot of them, how they make their narratives of this story and that story right there, and what that just blogging, but they don't think the people, the jurors, and none of that look at YouTube. They don't think the people that's gonna be on the jury hear none of this when they put the whole thing together and they be dead wrong. You know how many people done died from social media, somebody blaming a murder on them and they done got killed, and they find out the next week after they done got killed that they wasn't the ones who done it. You know, it should be something against these people to be able to make up all this stuff that they make up.
But you know, that's just social media, like you said, blogger. That's what they do.
It's the new streets. See, this the thing, man. I ain't chasing no clout. I gotta live out here.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta live too. Ain't no question about that. I don't want no status no more. I done had all the status in the world. It counts for nothing now. And I understand that. But it happened. It's there.
What about the negative? Because I know it was something where people were saying like, they didn't want you in certain neighborhoods or they didn't want you certain. Like, how did you deal with that? I know it was a lot of backlash. It's called like backlash.
That's what it is, backlash. That's what I want to do.
Man, half of the people that's saying that they ain't from Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just talking, and see, they took a lot of things. Hold on.
I have to Bluetooth it.
Hello?
Hello, this is a prepaid call from.
You can Bluetooth it.
Crazy.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can hear you. So who we speaking to on the phone, man? This tells from the jails. We here with your father, Blue. Can you tell audience who we speaking with today?
I go by Crazy K, but I'm Abdul Karim. I really, that's who I go by. That's what the world they know me by. But I'm Muslim. So I can be nothing more, nothing less. How y'all brothers doing?
We doing good, man. We are glad you can call in. So we understand you are part of you are part of the case, with your father and your brother, which ultimately, got your brother life in prison. How much time did you get with the situation?
I'm currently serving 12 years, but out of 85%, we do 9 years and 11 months, so I'll be home for like 4 years.
And what was
been down 5 years?
And what was you charged with? What's your charges that you were found guilty of?
I was charged with first degree premeditated murder by a gang member and accessory after the fact. So basically, I was charged with the murder too. Like me and my brother, we was both indicted as being the shooter. So but they determined through my medical conditions that I couldn't run at the time because being that I was paralyzed. So they already had excluded me from everything, like far as being in the car and everything. The only thing they had me was in the area of on the scene, things like that. They didn't have no substantial evidence. It was circumstantial evidence, but being that that's my daddy, that's my brother, I'm guilty by association. So they just basically just was holding me the whole time.
Wow.
My big brother got killed. I was in the car. My dad was in the car. So they felt like I had a motive to retaliate on, other people whose names was coming up or who was speaking on my brother.
So we just want to ask a question. This is a real serious question that I want to ask. Because we speak about Queso, we speak about yourself, and we speak about your father being on the case and your father testifying, getting on the stand. Do you think your father was right for what he did, or are you mad at your father? What's your thoughts on your father testifying?
On your brother.
I was mad, because, that's my father. I was mad. We all was mad because, our father, he like our sole provider. He like our Superman. We look up to him like in every aspect anywhere of life. Like we love our father more than we love our mother. And it's supposed to be love your mother more than you love your father. Or honor your mother, honor your father. But, I was mad, because I didn't understand, because I already was going through my traumatic things with my brain injury and my body. So, I was stuck. I was focused on just being silent, just the whole situation because of what had happened to us. So I didn't understand, but then as more time I sat and I read over my case and understood, man, I put my daddy in this situation. What if I never called my daddy? You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't never been in that situation because all it was a phone call for me trying to get him to help my friends, not my brother, to help my friends because they called me saying they needed help. So that's all it was. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at it like, dang, I shouldn't even call him. Why? But it's like he the only one I know I could have called. And in the situation we ever been in, even them dudes, my brother, everybody that's in our inner circle know that you can call on Blue, he gonna come. He don't care if it's 100 people outside with guns or it's a fight broke out. He gonna come. He gonna die for us. We supposed to be ready to die for him too, but we wasn't ready to die for him or do the time for him. We was ready to do it for our homeboys, the ones who don't even love us or who ain't even here for us. Ain't nobody here for us. The internet is a persona that people living up to. And they think that, everybody real because they have money, But I ain't right now. I'm in a peaceful space right now. I don't really too much think about that, because the lost upon us, the island say, man, we got to forgive. And it ain't for the sake of us, it's for the sake of him, because that's what he loves. So, and my daddy, he Muslim, our blood sacred. So, nothing that we can do about what's going on right now. We got to deal with it.
How was your adjustment in there, man? This is Black, man, from Tales from the Jails, Brahim, man. That was my counterpart brother that you was just talking to, Tawfiq. I'm the one that did a whole lot of time inside the penitentiaries. I want to ask you, what's your mental nowadays, man? How you feel, man? Do you feel regret? Do you feel like things could have had went differently? Or do you feel like complacent, like it is what it is, we had to do what we had to do? Because ultimately y'all was found guilty or whatever the case, it's guilty at the end of the day. So, like, what's your mindset these days?
My mentality now is like, just, yeah, I have regret some days, and then some days I don't. I'm happy that everything played out how it played out, because it didn't play out how it played out, then, I probably would have got shot in the back of my head by people closer to me, because I didn't know who my friends and who my family was until I came here. And, it's sad that I had to learn this way, you know what I'm saying? Because I done been killed before, and I already seen my death. You know what I'm saying? Allah gave me another chance to be able to wake up and to be able to see how people already do me. And I still, did repetitive things by getting in the streets and conducting myself in certain business. And I done put myself in a situation again, gave these people the upper hand. So some days I have like, I go through little phases where I'm mad and like, dang, man, I just wish this one went like this. But then I be like, man, it is what it is. Because, here you got some real solid dudes. And, prison like college for some people, if you're trying to learn and you're trying to gain and you're trying to get out and change your life. So it ain't all bad, but it ain't all good. But it's a struggle in here. It's all about striving and keep going. You know what I'm saying? I just wish I would have listened. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that it ain't nothing but 6 words that you gotta listen to, which is listen. Like, listen what your parents say. Be obedient. Never understood why Allah say be obedient to your parents. Like, it's because of situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Your parents already know you. They the one held you and carried you and, you know what I'm saying, gave you birth. So they already know who is who and what is what. But we don't listen to them because we feel like they old or they just talking. You know what I'm saying? Now my mama, she has passed. God bless her soul. She not here for me able to be able to get things from. Now my daddy, he going through his situation. It hurt me that we'll never be able to how we was before. Like, we talk. But it's like how the world now, it's like we won't be able to go out, hang, eat out, because the whole world in our business and what's going on, everybody got their input on this situation.
Yeah, everybody definitely got, this is a unique situation now. You got to say this on yourself. You don't see every day to where as though, you got brothers and a father that's on a case of a high magnitude case, and then, you had the father that, flipped on whatever the reason is. You don't see that every day. So that is something that's why it's getting national attention. Question for you. If you was released today, right? Crazy, when we call you Craze or K?
You say who?
I said, you want me to call you Craze or K?
Nah, they call me Crazy K.
Oh, Crazy K. All right. Question for you. If you was released today, right? Today, do you feel as though that jail made you see life in a different point of view? As of now?
Yeah, it did. Cause it's like, I look at it like right now I'm in the military. Like, I'm being sent off the war to fight. You know what I'm saying? With people I don't know, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm even make it home. You know what I'm saying? I'm just moving off my hope. So it did made me like, I'm in the building right now. I'm in the inside facility. This place be burned down, catch on fire. Like, it's no windows, nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? We just had a fire drill, so it made me do like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, man, when I get out, man, I got to take advantage. You know what I'm saying? The people who out there in the outside world don't understand how important it is. Your freedom, like everybody has your freedom right now. Even people that's free, they want your freedom. Your freedom is unlimited. When you have freedom, it ain't nothing in the world that you can't do. Right now, I don't have my freedom. I'm limited. You know what I'm saying? Like this phone call, phone's on the wall. So you know what I'm saying? Inshallah, I was able to call because it's multiple people got families. You can go tell people, hey, my mama just died, my daddy died. Their mama died, their daddy died. Majority of dudes in the system don't have no father, don't have no daddy. So jail, prison, jail, all of it, it's like, it's a rule and awakening, man. It's wake up, smell the coffee. Like a lot of people, they study they started going to these things, like they got these temptations, man, to do this and do that until they get in the situation. Nobody knows what they're gonna do until they put in that situation in that small room. Like, it be pressure enough, especially when you facing life. Like, when you facing 10, 20 years, it's easy to, man, I'm gonna lay down and come home. But when you facing life, you look at your whole life, not just a ton of it. You looking at everything like, dang, like, I'm finna really have to lay on this bed here that's nothing but cotton, and I'm finna have to be going to the chow hall eating this slop for the rest of my life. I'm gonna die here in Florida. It ain't no, you can look it up. It ain't no, life is life. You know what I'm saying? You can try to get it back, but it takes 20 to 30 years. It ain't easy. There ain't no parole board.
Well, you don't have life. You got 12 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be home, inshallah.
Yeah, but it's no parole. Like, you know, I'm doing damn near 10 years off 12 years. So
It's like federal time.
crazy.
It's like federal time.
How much time you got in? What, 2 years?
Oh, like 7.
I got 5 in.
5?
Hey,
But if I max out, I do 7 more.
question for you, Crazy K. If you could rewind the hands of time, knowing what you know now, would you do it differently?
Yeah, I would have did it different. Like, a lot of things I didn't know. Like, I didn't even know my brother had a record deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know, like, that. It's a lot of things that I didn't know. I didn't know, but it was a lot of things. I'm learning a lot of things now because basically my thoughts are not clouded. I ain't on drugs. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing now. I'm seeing. It's a lot of things we could have did different, you know, because we had the opportunity to take advantage of the opportunity. And we didn't. Like, we choose to be in the streets and thinking like us living that life, it'll promise what it can, but it really didn't. So, you know, like, now it's like, it's crazy because it's like, you know what I'm saying, so everybody don't get that chance at success, to be successful and to be something. And we just gotta keep moving forward. Like, the situation with my dad it's gonna get old, you know, ain't nobody cares. Nobody really cares about it. My brother was the most hated in Jacksonville, you know what I'm saying? Nobody liked him. Nobody wants to see him on top. You know what I'm saying? I pray one day, you know what I'm saying, as he laying down in his bunk, he go to thinking like me and realize what's going on. And we could have did things different, man. We could have just been a regular family, man, just living our life. We would have been all right instead of being caught up in the media. You know what I'm saying? We already had the fame people. We've been famous our whole life, way before the rap. My dad and my granddad are taking over the streets, but we got caught up and conducting business with these Catholic people who don't believe and don't care nothing about us.
Let me ask you a question. Have you had any contact with your brother Queso?
I talked to him like this December, like October, like 2.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Talked to him like 2 months ago.
What was he saying? How was he sounding?
He just was like, you know, people ain't here for him, and you know, how people ain't pay his lawyer, ain't buy him a student tie. Queso never been an outspoken person like that. He don't know how to express himself. So, but I know that's my brother, so I kind of ask some questions on things like, you know, how people treat him or what he got going on and things like that. He don't really too much talk about the time or how he gonna get it back or nothing like that. We just regular brother talk.
Wow. Well, you know, man, it's a difficult situation, man. So, you know, inshallah, man, you come home and you just be a positive influence for those out here, because, you know, that prison wall, or being behind that prison wall is a serious matter for sure.
It's real serious.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. So, you know, no, go ahead. What you gonna say?
How about it? See you McGreece, because, you know.
Thank you for using GTL.
I hate that, boy.
Yeah.
That's the end.
That phone go out, he can't call back for another 15. What? How's it's down
I
here?
don't know how it is down here. The feds was what, every half hour?
Yeah. No, but I think he had a private thing.
Or a CCT or somehow they call it.
Private crew.
It was a question I had to ask you, Blue. It was like the piggyback off of Tawfiq, because Tawfiq said like, brother, about the people in your neighborhood, you coming back home, how was they, towards you, whatever. But my thing is, to me, I could be wrong, but to me, it seems like y'all got a pretty nice, little, large, close knit family.
Yeah.
Would you say I'm correct in making that assessment?
Oh, he calling back. I don't think.
That's him.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Crazy. Okay.
a detainee from the Bay Correctional Facility. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse, your current balance is 48 cents. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, so what? Well, go ahead, you can finish saying what you were saying. I know I asked you about Queso.
Yeah, you can finish asking.
Yeah, so you spoke to him about 2 months ago. You said he doesn't really do a good job of expressing himself. Why do you think that is? Is that how he always been, or something happened to him that made him be that way, or is just his personality?
Nah, he just been shy his whole life. Like, he only can speak you know what I'm saying, on the internet, far as going live and rapping. He don't know how to have no communication like this to be able to talk. He not finna talk about his family or, you know what I'm saying, or try to expose us or say this and say that. If he do, it's coming from his friends, people who trying to initiate it, tell him hey man, your daddy on the internet, he got a chain on, he got this on, you know what I'm saying? Not one time my daddy spoke bad of us. He just did an interview. He didn't say he trying to explain the world what happened and take place. We the only one that's just if somebody died, you and that person, whoever you did it to, they don't want to know what happened in God. In this situation, it was us in the situation. We the only one can tell this story. Can no one tell our story and try to be oh man, I would have did this, I would have did this, I would have did that. You know what I'm saying? We were put in a it was a crossfire situation. They put put two brothers and a daddy in the situation. Normally that, somebody gonna tell, but it's three of us, we family. So everybody oh man, he shouldn't have did what he did. You know what I'm saying? But it's all us cats life. What are we gonna do? What do we supposed to do? Is no one gonna help us get back on the field to be able to take care of our little kids?
You have 1 minute remaining.
But daddy, we got little kids. You know what I'm saying? My brother, he ain't got no.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
All us catching life, and people want to see that happen. That's just inhumane. It's people. That's sadistic. They don't care nothing about you. That's why I had to take my time to get out of the way. Once I see dang, everybody want us to catch life sentence. We all gonna catch life. They gonna do it.
Do you have kids? You got kids?
Yeah, I got kids. I got 3 kids.
How old?
10, 8, and 6.
Before the phone hung up, how has your incarceration affected them?
Shit, a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not having a data, that's gonna always be a big role with kids. You know what I'm saying? Just having a single parent, not able to provide and get them things they need when they ask for it. I can't do it. I'm in jail. There's nothing I can do. But be okay, I'll do it when I get out. My daughter's.
Thank you for using GTL.
That's the crazy situation a lot of times too, man. Being incarcerated and having children out here, because sometimes we look at the actual aspect of I'm going to jail, but not only does it affect you and your livelihood, you being in prison, but it affects the children, man.
Definitely, man. I was in the feds, and I'll never forget it. I got a daughter. She's 35 years old right now, and she came to see me when she was 15 years old. And when I walked out in the visitation room, I walked right past her. So when I got over there where my sister and them was at and brother and them was at, I said, well, wait, Karina. They say you just passed her. And I turned around and I looked at her and she was 8 months pregnant at 15 years old.
Wow.
And I thought about what she probably went through. She might have didn't even go through that. I thought about so much thing. I went and left that visitation room and went back to that unit, cried like a baby. You know, it definitely affects the churn, you know, it affected Queso, you know, like, man, I remember a conversation me and Queso had one day. He say, every year they would tell him I'm coming home. And he said they did that for so long until he just gave up. You know, he gave up. And then he said, boom, I came home, you know. And, you know, and then for them, you know, like, for them to get on there and say that I never did nothing for him, you know, I just came around once he caught the deal, you know, man, I always had money. I always knew how to get money. And it ain't nothing that I'm bragging about, but you know, I took care of all my kids. You know, when the time was presented itself, when I came home, before I went home, when they was little, and everything. And you know, for people to get on there and his brother and them to get on there and say that I didn't, you know, I only came around when he was turned up. They say I shitted him out his deal, out his money for his deal, you know. They was mad, you know, because I had on the that NSG chain that I bought, but I was gonna give it to Queso. And I just felt like they needed to fold that NSG because they wasn't standing for Queso. I done talked to dudes since I've been home, man, and told me, say, man, you know, you been in there, you know, dudes watch dudes like that to see if they hit commissary every week, if they hit. If
They definitely do that.
And
That's what you get judged by.
Dudes done told me that they done seen Queso go weeks without commissary, you know, and things of that nature like that. You know, dudes done told me that Queso done called and asked his homeboys for $150 and they ain't give it to him. It take weeks for him to get it.
Don't make you want to send it. I know you said you ain't. Don't make you want to send him something, knowing that.
I do.
I'm talking about just to do it like her.
No,
man.
I do. But reason being I didn't do it, I was gonna do it, but my girl, she the one put it in my mind like it might be too early, you know, because
To send him money.
she's saying like the antagonizing part.
But he probably got to know it's coming from you. You can send it through me, or you can send it to somebody else.
Correct.
They don't got to go directly to you. You just got to make sure he good. And then
Yeah, correct. And it's basically saying it here, how I go here, they charge you $2 a day here. So if you
In jail.
Yeah. So if you say if I send him a couple $100, they gonna take all of it. You know, he done been down there 6-7 months, you know, but the food and stuff like that, I'm considering, you know, still doing that. And I just didn't want him to get it, and it's a hard situation, but I can promise you this, that I am not gonna leave him on that island by himself without trying to help him.
That leads up to a question I wanted to ask you, man, and this might be the most personalist and profound question that you have gotten thus far this interview, for me anyway. And I'm quite sure a lot of the audience want to hear. These days that go past since you've been free from your incarceration and everything around this case that you were part of, do you wake up, like, how do you wake up every day? Do you wake up with a hefty heart, like I did the right thing? Or do you wake up like, dang, I could have went about that different?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I have my days, you know, that I wake up and I be like, damn. I have my days where I even break down about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna do it on here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But,
Right.
you know, if that's what the people, the media want to see, they ain't gonna never see it. Then, when I be sitting off to the side or something, and my little boy come up to me and be like, Daddy, you okay? You all right? I love you, Daddy. Then I be like, man, I made the right decision. But then I have the days where, you know, I wake up and it be really on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know, I go through the motion, man. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? And I come from that same cloth where, you know, you don't get up there. You don't take what what I did. You don't do. And that was the hardest thing of my life, man. You know what I'm saying? I done prayed to Allah so many times, man, to don't wake me up.
Heavy. That was heavy right there. I give you that.
You know,
I give you that. If you wasn't thinking like that, I'd be like, yeah, not only is he he's a heartless, soulless motherfucking coward.
I done prayed plenty of times, man, Allah, don't wake me up, you know, and
so you do feel deep sorrow
I
like
never,
that, man.
yeah, of course, I never considered suicide because I'm Muslim, and I know that, you know,
That's a sin, one of the ultimate
yes,
sins.
and it says however you commit that suicide, Allah gonna make you do it over and over again. And but if Allah would have took me in the night or in the day or whenever He felt, I was open to that. You know, to not face that situation. You know, and it's hard. It's hard, you know, and it's hard when I think about, because I've been to prison and I know, you know, you don't have to come home.
You're not guaranteed to come
You're not
home.
guaranteed to come home, you know, and definitely, man, it bothers me. You know, it bothers me, but like I said, that ain't for social media. That's for personal business.
Now I have a question to piggyback right off of that. Like I said, I'm assuming, but I could be wrong, that you got a nice little family. Y'all got some family. You got some kids, and they look up to you.
Yeah.
I'm quite, I don't know if you got sisters or brothers or, you know, but I'm quite, everybody probably got one. But how is it? Can you go to a family function now? Like if you having a family reunion, your family, like your grandma and all them, I don't know if they still alive or not, or just older people in your family, yo, we having a function. Would they feel comfortable with you coming to them functions right now?
Of course. You know, because a lot of family feel like I shouldn't have been put in that situation. You know, and a lot of people, a lot of the world have shifted on the situation once they really found out that I didn't have nothing to do with the situation. You know, a lot of people have shifted, but you know, it's like with social media, you gotta kind of dummy everything down because, you know, it don't mean because I took the stand that I'm a dummy. It don't mean that because I took the stand that I'm a coward. You know, that's the way people perceive it until a situation arises. And it's just like they say, you know, I wouldn't have to leave Jacksonville because of what people say, because of what the world say. I don't believe that, you know. And like I say, if I want to, but I ain't never got on the thing, you know, selling out and talking bad. Everything I say, people perceive it as bad. You know, if people perceive it as tough because they know my history. So everything I say, you know, me and my brother could take the same post and write the exact same words on social media. You know, like everything I say or do, you know, it's gonna come off as, oh, he ain't have that same energy with blah blah squad. You know, to me, you know, social media ain't real. You know. And I care less about rat emojis, because I'm not in denial. Again, you know, you got to accept whatever you do, you got to accept that. And I have to accept what I did, whether I agree with what people say or how people look at it. And I accept that. And it's like anything I say, I'm going to be justifying. You know, I get on there, I say, you know, I made a post the other day, dudes, y'all pick and choosing, you know, who a rat and how he ratted, but you just happy because he ain't rat on you. But y'all picking and choosing, you know, who going to be this and who going to be outcast of this. I care nothing about a friend. You know, I don't need that. You know, I got the people in my life who I need. It's gonna always turn out that way when you get in a situation. It's gonna filter out the fake, and the real. Ain't no need of me being phony with nobody. Ain't no need of me, trying to make myself, what I want to, I'm 55 years old, what I want to go in the neighborhood for? What I want to go to a club for? What I want to hang out for? I was at a point before I went to jail till I found my direction of life. Because it take a long time to find the direction you want to go in life. And I was at that point right there. I got my land. I want to finna build on it and do all the things where I can just live like, then boom, this happened.
Wow. I mean, I don't think I asked you. I just want to go back real fast and ask you a question. Like, let's go back to the date of trial when you knew that you was ready to get on that stand. Describe for us that night, that morning, and then the aftermath after being on the stand.
Man, I can't describe it, man. It was something I never felt before. I can't even format the words for it, and when they brought me in the courthouse to go to the holding cells before court, they had Queso in the holding cell like 2 doors down from me. And when I was walking past him, he was standing at the door. And I was looking at him, staring at him like, but he wouldn't say nothing back, and I really wanted to tell him like, man, look, man, don't do this. Don't do it. Because we done had conversations in jail when passing through, I even asked Queso in jail, I was like, man, what y'all gonna do about me? Nobody checked on me in that situation. Nobody ever seen whether I had a lawyer. Nobody ever seen nobody never bought my kids nothing, my brothers did. I'm gonna take that back, but not like how I think it should have been with certain people. Nobody never came to see whether that I had a great lawyer. Queso and them supposedly, quote unquote, him and Crazy K, they had top-notch, top-tier lawyers. They had $100,000 lawyers. And now, everybody feel as if I'm lying on Ace. I have nothing against Ace. I just didn't like the fact when he made the song saying he went broke paying for Queso lawyers. I felt like that was clout because it wasn't true. And just as well as they didn't like me taking the stand. So I got a right to not like what I don't like. And I always express, I don't get on social media trying to talk gangster or trying to be gangster because I forfeited that right. And I'm just me. I'm not hiding. I'm adjusting to what it is, and I'm adjusting to this the world now. This is a new hustle.
Exactly.
And why I can't sit home in front of a camera and make money? Everybody else doing it. Everybody else streaming and making money.
And they doing it off of lies and propaganda.
Right.
This ain't nothing but truth and facts.
This the Godhead truth. I'm not gonna lie on Queso. I'm not gonna lie on Crazy. I'm not gonna lie on Scotty. As I said, I didn't put all the evidence that was there. I didn't put all the videos that was there. See, what Queso looked at as entertainment, prosecutor looked at it as confessions.
Let's rewind a little bit though. Now you said you walked past him, right?
Right.
And he was in the cell. What did you say to him exactly when you was walking past him?
Well, he wouldn't. I just was looking at him trying to get his attention first.
Mm-hmm.
And he wouldn't look back at me. Boom, they put me in the cell next to him. Boom, boom. I'm beating on the wall, trying to, get his attention, And I always raised them to lead their emotions, not let their emotions lead them. And his emotions got the best of him, And I understand his standpoint now, as I say. I'm always say that I understand that, you know, and as time going, I can't say time may put a scab over the soul, but it'll always be a wound there.
Mm-hmm. Now you walk out after being in the back with him. Do you remember like walking out into the courtroom and what you saw, like the you know, when you and that feeling?
Man, empty feeling. It's like I'm alive on the outside, but I'm dead on the inside. That feeling. You know, and, you know, I surveyed, you know, I walked out and I seen, you know, watching everybody and I tried to make, you know, eye contact with him and he wouldn't do it. And I felt like that was the only time that Queso was going to take it serious, because at one point I felt if I laid down, they'll lay down. Not as if in them telling. They didn't have to tell. They might have had to tell on themselves. But if daddy lay down, because I always go off of our relationship that we know in the house. I can't go off of what everybody else think about our relationship. You know, and at one point when I say, well, I lay down, they'll probably lay down. They won't. Because I'm already knowing what he up against. And I don't think he knew, Crazy know the totality of JSO versus Blue. You know, it come out the gate, it's gonna be personal because now you Blue's son. So you gonna get that person too, because it was personal because of the situation with the officers. You know, once I breach they line with they people, you know, because they people went to prison. They got indicted too on the feds. One got life, one got 17, police is 6, 5 years, different, you know, things like that. So to them, that's not a black eye to these officers. That's a black eye to the whole force. And I always preach to them, don't let these people get you. Don't let these people get you. If you only knew how many times I have swung on Queso, like literally physically swung on him about social media posters, about things he say on there. You know, if you feel that way, go in there and go in the bathroom and get in that mirror and jump up and down. Don't put it out there. You know, I remember telling my brother one time, man, social media is going to cost him his life one way or the other. And it's hard living as Queso daddy when he was free, because I don't know when that call going to come. To come identify him, what we went through now. You know, that's a hard job that people don't see the background of the you know, the inside scoops of things.
If you had to choose, like, you know, would you rather this be this case where as though he's in jail, opposed to getting that call and him being harmed in some type of way, whereas though he's no longer alive?
I would rather see him. I would rather see him in jail. You know, I seen a son on that slab, and I ain't talking about that prison slab. I'm talking about that that slab where it's over slab. You know, and I done had to buy a son clothes to be buried in. You know, and I rather would have seen him like this, but I rather wouldn't. I wish I wasn't a part of it. You know, I'm a part of it, and that's what I hate. You know, do I regret it? Of course. Do I think about it? Of course. Can I change it? No.
If you could change it and go back and do it all over again, would you do the same thing?
Probably would, because see, it makes, man, when you go to when you go to prison, man, you do all that time, man, it just, I don't understand how people can just go back to jail and back. Like, this 5 years I did on this case, I sat 2.5 solid, trying to let them figure it out. But this time, man, it was degrading. And it hit different. Maybe because I was older. And man, I seen dudes in jail don't care about a 70-year-old man. Beat him to death.
Yes, they will.
You know what I'm saying?
3-4 people will beat a 70-year-old man to death.
When I remember back in the days, man, you ain't finna touch no old man. Some more young boys, I done sat there and seen them beat the old man. He didn't dry his sink out. Beat the old man, split him up, everything. And I'm standing up there like, ain't nobody gonna
intervene.
Ain't nobody gonna, I'm not finna go over there and intervene. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not no young boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm in jail now. I'm gonna fight to defend myself. You know, I'm not gonna just get into nothing and just wanna fight no more because I'm older. And the conversation that you have with these young people in jail, it's no hope for them, man. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it, but this generation is doomed. And you think I want my 6-year-old and 7-year-old to look up to this out here? No.
So when did you see this, right? This mindset? After testifying on Queso, taking this full accountability, or before? So like, hold up, this shit got to change. Or did this come about after this whole?
Before, you know, because bro, I hadn't been out of prison since 2009. Hadn't been in no trouble until this case, 2020. None. I wasn't getting in trouble. I wasn't going back to prison. I hate it that I got to be around all these strangers. I got to share this toilet with these dudes, and I hate it. I got to hear all these lies every day, and everybody the boss man in here, and you get, the smallest thing could turn to the biggest situation in prison. You know, and
yes, it can.
I wasn't going back to jail, and then this happened. Man, if I would have knew anything about accessory after the fact, man, you know, I promise you, I still didn't think I broke the law when I went and picked them up. All I thought I was gave them a ride. But those people twist that thing around to I was coming to pick them up from a crime scene and took them away from a crime scene.
And helped them try to cover up a crime scene.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And because they wanted me, you know, it made a big difference. It makes a big difference when they want you. That's how hard they're gonna come.
They
at
knew
you.
who you was. They knew who you was. You had a extensive run before that even happened.
Right.
Regardless of when you changed your life, all that we ain't worried about none of that. What's up with you?
Right.
And then we got a chance to see what's up with you.
They treated me just as if I went to jail back to back. They didn't treat me as if, okay, well, he's itched out of jail for 10 years or so and so. No, they ain't care nothing about none of that. We're going to bury you. We're going to stop your whole bloodline right here with you and your son.
Wow. It's a crazy situation.
All the big dogs in the prosecutor office is on this case. You know, it's right now. They finna take Queso to trial again. They got one witness and his music. And that's what they're going to use.
Wow. Y'all hear that, man? A lot of young guys out there who watching Tales from the Jails. This stuff is real.
Too real. I'm talking about, it's so real, not to cut you off, bro, that you think this shit is scripted. If I'm watching this, I'd be like, they up there making that shit up.
Yeah. Like he just said his son is going to trial against his own rap music and one witness for a murder.
And he currently has a life in prison.
And guess who the one witness is? Butter, Dominique Borner.
The same butter that testified.
The same one.
His friend, his so-called friend at the time when he's out here.
The same one that testified in the trial that you testified.
With the wire. The one put the wire on.
Oh, the one, but that's Butter. Oh, that's Dominique.
The one that's Dominique.
Y'all got to smarten up out there, man. You know, we bring you guys these real stories, these real life scenarios to kind of open your eyes, not just for the youth, but for anybody out there breaking law.
Yeah.
The jail is filled with good men because situations like this. So man, it's just unfortunate, man. Before we get out of here, I know you did Fed time, and he like to ask this question about people about, you know, certain altercations, you know. So I'm gonna let him take the floor.
First and foremost, how long was you in federal custody for? Before I can ask you,
I did 10 years. And
oh
9
yeah,
months.
yeah. You good for the question? You ripe for the question. So to follow that, what I said, I'm quite sure that you're familiar with violence,
Right.
in the federal system. Not you actually in the violence, but seeing it.
Right.
Because I think that the feds, I don't know what you could say, but the feds is more violent than my state jails. Our state jails, we just got to worry about Philadelphia dudes, PA. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure it's probably like that in Florida. When you the feds, you dealing with a whole wide range of niggas.
Right.
To my understanding, would you agree?
I totally
I'm talking about down south, New York, DC, Philly, Midwest. I'm talking about the list keep going. So this is one of the things that makes it more violent, right? And have you ever seen violence as far as though a person getting stabbed?
A few times.
A person getting locked and socked?
A few times.
Now, I want you to put yourself in these shoes. This is just a hypothetical question that I ask dudes that been to jail and seen this. If you had an altercation with a man in there, right? Y'all going back and forth, y'all disrespecting each other, calling each other out their name, whatever. And then, you know, y'all calm it down though. Somewhere along the line, y'all calm down, y'all chill, y'all get a little understanding, and you go this way, he go this way. Now, you watching TV because you thinking the altercation is over. You watching TV, your attention is at the TV. Dude, he still want trouble, unbeknown to you. And he's coming up behind you. And there is nothing you can do. You just, because you're paying attention to the TV, and you're to the bad right now. When I say to the bad, meaning you assed out because you don't see him coming. If you could pick what kind of weapon he used during this silent attack on you, and you seen both knife and lock and sock, which one would you rather him have? That knife or that lock and sock?
That knife.
And I agree. Oh, why? Tell me why.
Man, I just seen the joke get hit with that lock and knock the combination off of it. I don't know what's in that lock.
Man, tell him.
Man,
Tell him what that lock will do.
Man, that lock I done seen that lock make a dude do the crip walk.
Wow. Stay free, man.
Please stay free. And everybody is getting that lock.
And man, to the daddies out there, man, you know, stop saying what you won't do and what you will do in a situation that you ain't been in because you don't know. What you need to do is ask God not to put you in that situation.
I respect that.
Yeah, I respect that wholeheartedly.
Anything else you want to leave?
Any advice that you got?
Yeah.
Like other than that for the youth, for grown men such as us, women, you know, that's out here in these, because we do this for awareness. We're not promoting, glorifying, none of this. We bring you all types of things that happens in the jail. You have dudes that went to trial and stood up. You have dudes that went to trial and cooperated. You have dudes that went to just in there, whatever. But we're giving you all aspects of jail. From you, your knowledge of being in jail, you being an older man, you home now. What advice would you give to people that's still out there thinking that they can, you know, shimmy across that line and shimmy across this line?
One thing that I don't agree with is people acting like the game has just got over with. The game been over with. And if it wasn't over with 7 or 8 years ago, it was definitely on life support. And my thing for the parents and for the brothers that's been locked up, it's no such thing as making up for time. Time is what it is. It's gone. Set some barriers between you and your sons. If you know what your son out there doing, he's a grown man. And try. That's all you can do, because at some point his mind already made up of who he gonna be.
Wow. Yeah. So, man, listen, we want to thank everybody who's been tuning in to Tales from the Jails. You know, this is a very, very unique episode because this case is worldwide. I mean, it was on CNN, you name it. It was everywhere. And now you guys got an opportunity to really hear from Blue, you know, the father of Queso, and his thoughts on why he did what he did, or his thoughts on, you know, why his son should have did this, or what happened with his sons in the whole situation. So, you know, you guys can have your opinion, but, you know, sometimes, you know, you got to really understand the story before you can have your opinion, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So, you know what you want to add, Mr. Jackson, too?
Man, stay free, man. Stay free, man. I thought I was going to have to come up here and grab on Blue ass and knock his ass out today, man. But, you know, Blue, you know what I mean? Like I said, man, you know, certain things I don't agree with. I stand, you know, with certain principles, and certain things I see. I understand certain things, and certain things I don't. And this is just the codes of the streets, man. This is just, it is what it is. Regardless of what I see or what I understand, one point that you get, this goes on at an alarming rate.
For sure.
And that's just it.
Yeah, it ain't just started here.
No, hell fuck no.
And
This shit been, it ain't stop here either.
And I don't want nobody out there that's watching to think that I'm justifying anything. You know, any decision I make, I'm going to stand tall on it. You know, whether you like it or not, or whether whoever like it or not, you know, at some point when you ain't in the streets, when do the cold stop? You know, and that's it. You know, and the game been over with. The game ain't just got over with. The game ain't just been exploited. You can go back to cases in 1905 they was telling. So, and I ain't saying it to make it right, so don't twist my words around.
Well, listen, y'all heard it here first, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Tales from the Jails. And, you know, Tales from the Jails, once again, sponsored by TNS Media Group. And we appreciate you for allowing us to come to Florida to sit with you and talk to you, man. And, you know, you're welcome to reach out to us anytime. How can people get in contact with you before we go? If they wanted to. Positive stuff, or you know what I mean? Or
well, that ain't gonna happen, but I'm still, you know, I'm HOP Reroute, you know, on Instagram. And like you say, man, positive stuff, man, because the negative stuff really ain't gonna matter, because I'm not trying to act like that wasn't me on the stand. I know that was me. Did I like it? No. But, you know, what make my boat float ain't gonna make y'all boat float, you know.
Well, listen, y'all heard it here first. It's Tales from the Jails. We out of here.